Yo, what up? We finna do a little chiller video today, but you already know how it is. But anyway, welcome to the RGB world of PC scams. If it says gaming, it probably makes gaming worse, not better. It's not really an opinion, or well, it is an opinion, but the opinion is backed up multiple times. Marketing loves the word gaming because it excuses inefficiency, charges extra for useless features, and convinces you that buying flashy stuff somehow makes you a better player. Bloatware? Check. Drivers you'll never need? Also check. Hidden hardware taxes? Of course. The industry has spent years upon years training people to think that inefficiency is normal and that premium equals performance. But that's a lie. Most of these gaming peripherals are designed to extract your money, not improve your experience. So I'm going to expose some of the scams and, explain why they're harmful to you, and more importantly, basically tell you the truth about all this. But anyway, native 4K monitors. Marketing calls them the ultimate gaming experience. And they're awesome if you're not a gamer. I mean, Excel, Photoshop, Premiere, CAD. It actually makes it so that the pixels aren't blurred anymore, so the eye strain gets way lower. Very good. A damn near a necessity if you're on shit like Excel. That's where 4K is a win. But gaming, I forgot to change the slideshow, but it's 4 times the rendering. Your GPU has to render 4 times as many pixels as a 1080p monitor, and obviously if your GPU is rendering 4 times the stuff, it's gonna wear out 4 times faster. 4 times the heat, 4 times the power draw. And for what, I may ask? I mean, slightly sharper foliage, slightly less aliasing. Most people won't notice the difference in motion, but your GPU absolutely will, and your wallet will too. Not to mention high refresh rate. I saw 540 refresh rate 4K monitors. Is there even a GPU on the market that can handle that shit consistently? Like, godly. 540 hertz means that your stuff is going to be running at 540 in order to actually make full use of the monitor. Anyway, if you're going to buy a 4K monitor thinking it's some universal upgrade, then prepare for some serious buyer's remorse. Now let's talk about gaming chairs. The industry calls them ergonomic and copies racing designs. They force poor posture for prolonged periods. In reality, they use cheap ass faux leather that peels way faster than it should. That little padding you have compresses really quickly, and reclining mechanisms collapse under normal use. And this isn't just like a comfort issue. Long-term slouching creates shoulder, neck, and back strain, literally turning a chair marketed as an improvement to a health hazard. The reason they have these big ass shoulder blades on the side is to simulate a racing chair, even though gaming is not racing. You're not experiencing G forces that actually make the shoulder blades useful. You're just screwing up your posture. Meanwhile, traditional office chairs with proper lumbar support and adjustable armrests cost less and do more for your posture. But they don't have RGB lights or racing aesthetics, so marketing calls them boring. Remember, form does not equal function. Now let's talk about gaming keyboards. Yes, some claim a few milliseconds faster response. In reality, of course, these tiny latency improvements rarely affect actual gameplay unless you're a professional esports player, and even then, network latency or game engine limits matter way more than a mechanical switch. The cost for these things is hundreds of dollars. For that money, you could get a CPU or GPU upgrade, better internet, or software optimizations that actually improve your gaming performance. And of course, we're not even going to begin to talk about typing. I mean, typing on a gaming keyboard is some of the worst experiences known to mankind. If you have a gaming keyboard and you're typing as like a job, I salute you, because that is a form of torture that is should not be available to the CIA. I mean, it's basically a form of waterboarding because, oh my god, it's so ass. But anyway, you're paying for a minor gaming advantage that you could be spending on a bigger gaming advantage while sabotaging your productivity. Buy a normal keyboard, that'd be nice. Let's talk about some mice now. Let's get real with this. Some advertise many advertise an absurdly high DPI. Scroll through Amazon and you're gonna see some shit like 30,000 DPI, 15,000 DPI. Do you need that? No. Like 30,000 DPI is enough to basically move your mouse 4 times over in an inch, if I remember correctly. It's way overkill, you know? The effective DPI you use in games is rarely below, what is it, 1200? And everything above that is essentially marketing. And then there are polling rates. Normal mouse, 1000 hertz is nice, but I've seen some stuff that's rated as 8000 hertz. Meanwhile, this amount of hertz basically sends this register to your CPU, Your mouse has to register 8 times the actions, forcing your CPU to handle thousands of extra interrupts per second, which can actually reduce overall system performance. So unless your CPU is actually strong enough to handle said micing, don't buy the mouse, Sensor quality, software configuration, and hand comfort will have a far bigger impact than DPI numbers or polling rates. Do not let numbers on a box dictate your purchases. Now let's talk about some 7.1 surround sound. Marketing promises immersive audio and precise positioning and cinematic experiences. In the reality, of course, how can you have surround sound when there's 2 speakers? Most of surround sound is stereo pretending to be surround sound using software tricks. Virtual 7.1 can introduce some unsavory things, of course, making stuff harder to hear, which is bad if you're in a competitive gaming environment. Buying Virtual 7.1 is paying for the idea of immersion rather than the experience of immersion. Your ears may thank you if you stick to real setups, and your wallet will thank you for not buying into the hype. And of course, bloatware is everywhere. Buy a GPU or a motherboard or a peripheral especially, and suddenly you're installing multiple pieces of software, drivers, monitoring apps, RGB managers, and auto updaters. Half of it is useless, half of it slows your system, and all of it consumes storage and memory. Each megabyte or gigabyte of bloat is a reminder that your hardware is not performing at peak efficiency. You're just running extra software the manufacturer wanted you to have. The more complex your system, the more CPU cycles these programs quietly steal. And yes, some RGB and peripheral software can even cause some stuttering in games because it's running in the background constantly pawing hardware. So don't call it added value. It's essentially a hidden tax on your time, attention, and system performance. So we're going to summarize. Just get a clean setup, and don't feel bad about your setup. Don't keep up with the Joneses. Essentially what that means is don't buy some because you saw another person have something, okay? Comparison is the enemy of joy, or the thief of joy, 4K monitors are great for work, but they're overkill for gaming. Gaming chairs are stylish snake oil with long-term ergonomic risks. Keyboards is milliseconds of imaginary advantage that are generally worse for productivity. Mice is DPI overkill that could sometimes throttle your CPU. 7.1 surround sound is stereo to pretending to be surround sound. And bloatware is, come on now, it's bloatware. I don't think I have to explain why that stuff is bad. But anyway, stop buying these illusions. Buy some more normal things, do your research. Office chair, good headphones, good keyboard, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Send comments. I already said comment. But anyway, yeah, see you guys. See you.